Hey guys, welcome back to Emptiness Breaks. This video is all about boxing history. You'll be seeing a lot of a boxing video, but not an history about boxing. So, boxing has a rich and storied history that dates back thousands of years, evolving from ancient combat practice to the modern sports we know today. So, let's see about the boxing history. Ancient beginnings. Boxing origins can be traced to ancient civilization with evidence of early forms dating back to around 3000 BC in Egypt and 1500 BC in Mesopotamia. The sport was also prominent in ancient Greece, where it was included in the Olympic game as early as 688 BCE. These early versions were often brutal with few rules, and fighters would use leather straps to protect their hands rather than modern gloves. And next comes development in ancient Rome. The Roman later adopting boxing, making it as a popular event in gladiatorial contest. Fighters known as a pugilist would wear sisters to enhance the violence of the sport, often leading to severe injuries or even death. However, as the Roman Empire declined, so did boxing, and it largely disappeared from Europe. And next comes the revival of boxing in England. Boxing experienced a resurgence in 17th century England, where it evolved into an organized sport. James Vick, recognized as the first boxing champion in England, opened a school in the early 1700s to teach boxing and other martial arts. By 1743, Jack Broughton, often called the father of boxing, developed the first set of rules to reduce the sports brutality, known as the Broughton Rules. They introduced basic guidelines including bans on hitting below the belt and requiring fighters to go to scratch. And next comes Queensberry Rules and modern boxing. In 1867, the Marquess of Queensberry Rules were introduced, marking the beginning of modern boxing. These rules established key elements such as use of padded gloves, introduction of time rounds, prohibition of wrestling holds, and the implementation of weighted classes. These rules transformed boxing into a more regulated sport, prioritizing technique and safety. They also set the foundation for boxing's global popularity. And next, it's all about boxing in the 20th century and beyond. Boxing continued to grow in the 20th century, producing legends like Jack Johnson, the first African American heavyweight champion, and later stars like Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, and Mike Tyson. The introduction of television in 1950 helped bring boxing into the mainstream, expanding its audience worldwide. Boxing organizations such as World Boxing Association, World Boxing Council, and later the International Boxing Federation and World Boxing Organization began sanctioning fights and awarding titles. Today, boxing remains one of the most popular combat sports, with major event drawing millions of viewers globally. Modern boxing has also embraced safety improvements with stricter regulation on glove size, ring condition, and medical examination. The sport has further classified with various weight classes, women's boxing, and even new formats like celebrity and exhibition matches. Boxing long history reflects both a tradition of physical skill and a continuous evolution in safety and spectacle. Boxing matches come in several types depending on the rules, purpose, and participation involved. Boxing as a sport has various styles and form, each with different rules and techniques and tradition. Here are the main types. First comes professional boxing. This is the most well-known form where boxers fight in sanctioned bouts under professional organizations like WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO. Professional boxing usually has up to 12 rounds and fighters do not wear headgear. And next comes amateur boxing, primarily seen in events like Olympics and other amateur competition. This type focuses on scoring points through clean and controlled punches. Bouts are shorter and fighters often wear headgear. And next comes Olympic boxing, a subset of amateur boxing with strict rules and scoring system that emphasizes technique and clean punches rather than power. And next comes bare knuckle boxing, an older form of boxing that is gaining renewed interest. Fought without gloves, it has a different set of rules focusing on limiting injury while still allowing striking. And next comes kickboxing, a hybrid form that combines boxing with kicks. While it includes elements of boxing, fighters use both punches and kicks, and it has its own rules and set. Next comes Thai boxing, that is Muay Thai. Originating from Thailand, Muay Thai is sometimes referred as Thai boxing. It includes punches, kicks, elbows, and knee strikes, making it distinct from Western boxing. And next comes white collar boxing. This form is popular among non-professionals who train to fight in organized sports, often for charity. It is meant to provide a boxing experience in a controlled environment. And then last, youth and junior boxing. Specifically for younger athletes, these matches have additional rules for safety, focusing on skill development rather than power or knockouts. Each of this type has unique characteristics and rules, catering to the different skills, tradition, and purpose in the world of combat sports. And next comes the most important in boxing, that's all about MMA, that is mixed martial arts. It incorporates boxing as one of its core striking discipline, but it is not purely a boxing type. Instead, MMA is a hybrid combat sport that combines techniques from multiple martial arts, including boxing. Traditional boxing is often used for stand up striking, focusing on punches, footworks, and defensive techniques. in MMA boxing is adapted to fit the sports requirement. Fighters use MMA boxing with smaller open finger gloves that allow grappling, and they adjust traditional boxing stance to defend against takedown and kick. Techniques are adapted to account for the sport's versatility as fighters need to transition between striking, grappling, and ground fighting. MMA style boxing differs from traditional boxing because it incorporates movement and stances that allows a fighter to defend against kicks, knees, and takedowns, making it a unique adaptation of boxing within the broader MMA framework. MMA, that is mixed martial art matches, can be won in several ways based on the unified rules of MMA. Here are the main ways an MMA fight can end. First is knockout, that is KO. If a fighter is rendered unconscious or unable to defend themselves due to strikes, the fight is stopped immediately and the opponent is declared the winner by knockout. Next comes technical knockout. If the referee determines that a fighter cannot intelligently defend themselves, the fight may be stopped for safety reason. This could be due to accumulated strikes, injury, or inability to continue effectively. And next comes submission. A fighter can win by forcing the opponent to tap out due to submission hold, such as amber, choke, or leg lock. A tap out signals that the fighter is considering the fight to avoid serious injury. And next comes technical submission. If a fighter's submission hold and either passes out or is at risk of serious injury, the referee may stop the fight even without a tap. This counts a technical submission. And finally, the decision. If the fight goes the full duration without a finish, judges score the bout based on criteria like striking, grappling control, aggression, and defense. The fighter with the highest score from the judges win. And in this, you have three decisions, that is anonymous decision. All judges agree on the winner. Next comes split decision. Two judges score in favor of one fighter while the third judges score for the other. And the majority decision, the two judges scores for one fighter and the third calls it a draw. Next comes draw. A fight can end in a draw if the judges score equal or in case like majority draw. So it's all about that, and it's all about disqualification. If a fighter commits illegal action and continues to do it, so even after warning they may be disqualified, resulting in a win for the opponent. And next comes no contest. If an accidental fought or unable to continue before the halfway mark, the fight may be ruled a no contest, meaning if it has no official winner. These varied outcomes make MMA a complex and strategic sport with fighters needing to master both striking and grappling to increase the chance of victory. India has produced several famous boxers who have gained national and international recognition. Here are some of the notable Indian boxers. Mary Kom, often called the Magnificent Mary. She is a six-time world champion and an Olympic bronze medalist. She is one of the most celebrated female boxers globally and has inspired a generation of Indian athletes. And next comes Vijendra Singh. He won India's first Olympic boxing medal bronze at 2008 Beijing Olympics. Vijendra also transfers to professional boxing where he has remained undefeated in his career so far. And next comes Hawa Singh. Known as a father of Indian boxing, he dominated the India boxing in 1960 and 1970, winning 11 consecutive national champions. He has also won two gold medals in the Asian Games 1966 and 1970. These boxers have significantly contributed to Indian boxing rise on the world stage, winning medals and accolades that have brought widespread recognition to the sport in India. And that's what it's all about boxing. You'd be seeing the entire thing about the history of boxing, type of boxing, and many things, and this is the reason behind why in my last stage of life, last stage, which means it's not in the peak stage, I didn't love about boxing, etc. But in the later stage, it's all about the mid 27, that is the period where you would be becoming an adult. That's what I just said, the last stage. I just begin the art of boxing in my life. I just train myself. I need to go for a training. That's a future based thought. Let's see how it would. So with the thought, I'm in this video. Take care. Have a nice day.